Good
What's up, everybody?
How y'all doing?
What's happening? What's happening?
Yes.
We want to welcome each one of you to our Bond Live.
Yes. So share this post. Share.
Follow us on our Bond Live.
Yes. Facebook. We posted on YouTube. Soon we'll be going live on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
We just gotta figure that out.
Gotta figure it out.
We just gotta figure it out.
Yeah.
But we're gonna be going live on YouTube.
We're gonna get it straight.
And Facebook Live at the same time.
Yes.
So,
what's up, babe?
How you doing?
I'm good.
Good to see you.
As you can see, we are representing, I guess, some childhood a cartoon that we used to watch. Back in the day,
he watched
I used
it
to
more
love
than
it.
me.
Oh man, that was the joint right there, you know. And so we represent, for those who may not know, He-Man and She-Ra. If y'all know the Masters of the Universe cartoon by Mattel back in the day, this is what we are representing. He-Man and She-Ra.
He comes up with the shirts, y'all. He just wanted to do this. So.
By the power of Grayskull.
Yes. And I did read that they are coming out with another He-Man. I don't know if it's going to be an animated
it's supposed
form.
to be like on Netflix or something. I don't know what they're doing, but anyway.
But that's not what we're discussing.
But yeah, we just wanted to, and anyway, I was going to say something about branding and endorsements, but anyway, we'll go
She-Ra, and he's my He-Man, okay?
Yes, yeah.
So,
all right.
What are we talking about tonight? Pull it up there. Hot topic.
Hot topics. What we talking about tonight?
Dating.
Yeah, we're dealing with dating.
How do you know that they are the one?
Oh, wow.
That is a loaded question.
Very loaded question.
So we're going to take a full hour for that.
Yeah, we're just going to have fun and have dialogue and discourse with each other, and we want as many people to chime in on our comments. Let us know that you're hanging with us, and if there's something that you want us to share even on the show, please put it in the comments so that we can share your opinions or your thoughts.
Yeah, we're doing this tonight just a little differently. We do have questions, but we're posing questions. We're not giving you answers to it.
Yeah.
And so, also, too, this is just not a show for singles.
No.
This is for married, because you still should be dating.
Yes.
While you're married.
Yes.
So this show is for everyone.
What you did to get your spouse, you need to keep doing it to keep him.
That's
all right?
That's right.
There has to be some maintenance and maintaining the relationship over the course. So what we even post, even on our Bond Live page and on our Not Easily Broken page, is you need to date your spouse.
Right.
Have fun with your spouse. Find a date night or whatever it is, if it's a night to stay in, or just chill together and have some quality time. Do that.
Yes, all right? Yes. So we're going to delve into this, and I know it's going to go so many different directions.
Yeah. But
we're going to start with a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Bring them up. We'll start with this couple. You have Common and Angela Rye. I like these two together. See. Okay, so let me set it up first.
She's a hopeless romantic.
I am. I love to see people win.
Yeah.
I want to see people win. I love love.
Yeah.
I just like that.
Yeah.
So they started back. Let me tell you a little bit of their history.
Okay.
They started back as they started dating in 2017, and they broke up in 2018. So they dated for about a year. Mm-hmm. Okay, but a little bit of background about her. She's a CNN political analyst, commentator. Yeah. She's a lawyer by profession.
Yeah.
She's a smart one. She's a lawyer by profession, and political activist. She founded, and I wrote this down, okay, because I gotta.
Yeah, you gotta do your research, baby. You gotta do your research.
So she's founded the Impact Strategies organization, which gives a voice to young professionals, economic empowerment, civic engagement, and political involvement. Yeah. Okay, and so she's 39, I believe.
Okay.
In Common we were first introduced to
Back in the
Common
day.
back in the
I used to love
90s. Yeah, because he's rapper.
Booming in your Jeep.
He has rapper behind his name, now actor. He's been in a host of films. He's done modeling. He's also a philanthropist and a poet.
Yeah.
In 2011, First Lady Michelle Obama invited him to the White House to give, some poetry. And so those two, they're in the political space together. They're for the underdog. They are for injustices. They want to see people treated equally. Yeah. So they have common goals. Yeah. So before we talk about them, I wanted to say that there are 3 stages of dating.
Okay, go ahead.
Before we delve into their story.
3 stages of dating.
There are 3 stages of dating, okay? So you got the first stage, which is you're not serious. You got the...
Yeah, you just casually date.
Casually dating. Yeah. So these are the type... This is the type of dating where... And I know you've been in that stage before.
Have I? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Before we met. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you have the casual...
Oh, you trying to tell my business?
No. You have the casual dating. That means that, you're not thinking about any commitments. Yeah. You're just out there having fun. Mm-hmm. And it might be with multiple people. You might have someone you just like to just go out to the movies with. Kick it with. You might have someone that you just like to just go like a running partner. Just out, like, to go to the gym with, hang out with. Yeah. Might have someone just like to go out to dinner with or go out jazz club with. Just casual dating, not taking it seriously. Yeah. Yeah. Then the second type is you're on the prowl. You're looking for that someone. Right? Would you agree? Yeah. Looking for that someone.
Looking for someone at least to have a monogamous relationship.
Yeah. With. So like you're kind of tired of phase 1. Mm-hmm. You're like, okay, been there, done that. I have fun, but I really want to share my life with someone. So you start dating to find that
someone.
Someone.
Yeah. Okay. To see if this person actually is that person.
Right. Yeah. And so you can go on multiple dates with different people. Trying
to figure it out.
Trying to figure it out. Or not. You could just be at that phase and be like, I'm not trying to explore. That's not who I just I just want to meet that one person. Yeah. And then we take it from there. Right. So then you have the stage 3 dating.
So that's stage 2.
That's stage 2.
Now stage 3. Go ahead and go with stage 3.
Stage 3 is the I wrote it down. Did I write it down? The serious relationship with that one.
With that one.
With one.
One person.
One person. And you both know it's one.
Yeah, and this is kind of like that. You go from, the casual dating to the serious dating to now. This is on the verge of getting to the point of where you kind of like, okay, I think I might be able to settle down with this one. Right. Yeah.
And then stage 3, though, this is the one where it evolves for eternity. Yeah, yeah. It just keeps growing and growing and growing. Because with that dating, when you're with that one, then if you want plans to marry, because you got some that are just together, don't want to marry, but
they just together.
They just together. But then you have those,
like your uncle had auntie, but she wasn't really your aunt. But they was together. Right. For like 30 years.
Yeah, everybody got that in their family. Like,
but they never really crossed over. You were like, hold on, that was my, and then.
She was my, Yeah. So everyone got that in their family. Yeah. But then you have the
common
ones,
law.
The common law, right.
Yeah.
Then you have the ones that do marry. Mm-hmm. Right, and marriage, as we know, is ordained by God.
By God, yeah.
And they marry. And it evolves because you are continually dating that person. Yeah. And getting to know each other.
You're constantly evolving and growing in your relationship with each other. And that becomes the process of a consistent pattern of evolution. And it's almost like the consistency of change in a relationship, because the two people who are growing together should be evolving, should be growing,
right?
Should also be connecting as one, but also growing in their own individuality. So
yeah, and it's in a healthy environment. It's a healthy relationship.
Yeah, healthy.
Growth.
Yeah, growth.
Growth is always healthy.
Yeah, it should be.
It should be.
Yeah.
Right. So, okay. So you have those 3 stages. Okay.
Yeah.
So back to Common and Angela.
Mm-hmm.
So they were together.
Yeah.
Broke up. And recently they got back together.
Okay.
And I want to show a video clip. Can we show a video clip? But let me set it up. He was on a radio show saying what made them get back together.
Mm-hmm.
And so he had to go to therapy.
Yeah.
And so he's gonna, babe, you're gonna play that, and then we'll take it from there.
All right. Check out.
So you happy?
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm really happy. It's
Good.
like, I think being able to like go through situations where I didn't do good in relationships, and a lot of that, some of that was my responsibility. And like after repeating that, being like, man, what am I doing wrong? And working on self, like I'm saying, I'm able to come to a relationship more like whole. Like, yo, this is where I am with it. This is what I'm looking for. Things change, then let's communicate. I'm real honest with myself.
Does that therapy's help you do
Therapy helped me to do that. Help me to be like, all right, some of the stuff I'm putting on this person is really stuff from my childhood, baggage I'm carrying. This ain't that person. And then, and also to assess, like, to be able to say the things that I really want and communicate those things and not always, and also be able to take situations when I'm stressed out about something and not make it about them. Like, they might not even be doing nothing wrong, but you could take the stresses of your day and put that on the relationship.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Especially somebody you who's so ambitious, and when you locked into something, you're probably really locked into it.
Man, that was part of my thing, was like the way I work on music and film is like I give my whole heart and soul to it. I give it all. So I was always feeling like, man, I can't be in no relationship and be the creator I want to be. Like, my dreams, I always felt like those relationships at some point would interfere with the dreams. But then you recognize, like, oh, that's something you're telling yourself because that may have happened at some point. And that was on me to be like, okay, this is the boundaries. And you do want that aspect of life. I want that aspect of love and relationship.
So are you better now? Are you like a better boyfriend now?
Yeah, I'm a better boyfriend. I'm a better boyfriend. Like,
good for her.
Yeah. So
do we know her? Is she famous?
Yeah, you know her too, because she told me to tell you what's up.
Who is this? I know her?
Angela Rye.
I heard that you were dating a while ago, but I didn't know that this was like an ongoing thing.
Yeah, we dated, and then it kind of. I had to get myself together. She's a smart cookie, and she's a strong cookie.
She's a strong, smart cookie.
Yeah, but she's good people, and like really a good balance and fun too.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
So just think about that.
That was good.
That was a good clip of him and getting himself together, because she was, of course they had the relationship, and obviously he must have still had some issues that he was still dealing with or bringing to the table. And with her, she was strong enough to basically address that and be like, hey, if you want to keep this relationship with me, you're going to have to deal with that. And I think, too, a lot of times in relationships, we do have some baggage. And I'm not saying it's going to be the man all the time. I'm not saying it's going to be the woman all the time.
But both of us.
But both come to the relationship with some baggage. And it is up to the person on either side to be able to be straight up with the person and be like, hey, this is something that I don't know where this issue is coming from, but we got to address it. And communication is very important in the evolution of a relationship, because if you're not really communicating, but you're holding all of that stuff in, right, and then it become an explosive relationship that where, because over the period of time you never really were able to communicate with that significant other, and then at moments it blows up, then now that's a toxic relationship. So,
and I like that he was mature enough
to
see that he loved her so much that he had to get himself together. And so he broke it off. Now, that doesn't always happen in dating. No. Because, Common right now, he has a book. I don't know if some of y'all have been to his book tour, but he's been going to different churches and stuff like that, and different venues on his book tour.
He was just in Atlanta a few weeks ago.
Right. Yeah. But he has a memoir where he admitted that he was molested as a child.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that right there, him, he's a man's man. Like, Common's like, we're real cool, man's man, right?
Yeah.
Him admitting that, he's had married men come to him, married women come to him. Like married women have said, because you admitted that and because you sought out therapy, now my husband thinks that it's okay to go to therapy, and now it's helping with his issues. Or there have been some married men that have come to him and be like, yo, man, thanks. Like, you don't know how that has affected me.
Yeah.
And now yes, we're talking about dating, but this can also, these are principles even for marriage as well, because like you just said, we both have baggage. That's just we're human beings.
You have two individuals who've brought all of their life experiences,
different life experiences,
of what they've been taught, where they've grown on every aspect of their life, and now they're trying to merge it together with another person, and that is going to be a tough situation to deal with at times. You got to be strong. You got to be able to be mature. And one of the things I give kudos to Common for doing that is, number one, he had to have a level of vulnerability to be able to share that with an open audience to a whole platform of people who might have looked at him a certain way, and now they might have saying, well, it's Common the same Common because he shared this about his past. There's a couple of comments from Miss Latoya. Hey, Latoya, what's going on? Communication is key. And then she also said, understanding your past will elevate you as you work towards future plans. Awesome.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's very important, because you can't get to where you're going until you understand where you've been, in a sense. That's true. Some of the things that has directly affected the choices that you make, even the attraction of the opposite sex to you in your relationships. What have you put out that has allowed some of that to come back? And so all of that plays a major role in how you're moving forward in your relationship. And then if you got someone who now this is the person that you feel like you could spend the rest of your life with, you have to really communicate on a consistent basis, because if you're not communicating, then you're actually growing apart without even saying anything.
Right.
Communication is actually the glue that keeps the relationship sound and on a firm foundation. And as you're growing, you're able to talk to each other and share your aspirations, your thoughts, your feelings, your struggles, your frustrations. All of those things actually play a major part in the progression of your relationship.
And we always say in our intimate marriage sessions that God places the person, he joins you together, that person that is supposed to help you through that.
Yeah.
You only have that one person that you're supposed to be
God
with.
has specifically designed that has the capacity to handle your baggage.
That's a lot. Say that one more time.
God specifically has designed someone with you in mind that has the capacity to handle your baggage.
Yeah, so sometimes you got to be a Shira
and
then gotta be a He-Man. I'm just
able
saying.
to just mesh together.
Right.
Yeah.
And you said something too, about the history repeating itself. Like I always tell our girls when knowing Black history and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't know the past, it can repeat itself. So it's the same. If you don't address your past,
you don't address it. Yeah,
it will
continue to creep up in
everything you do.
Everything, and people don't really realize that there are opportunities where even God will give you, and we talk from a Christian perspective, that God will even allow some of those issues to continue to creep up in your life so that you can address them. If you never address it, you'll never heal from it, you'll never grow from it, and it'll constantly plague you over and over again. And that's not something that's going to help you develop to the person that you should be. I think all of us are trying to reach our maximum potential in who we are as people. Right. And if we're not addressing those issues that constantly creep up, that constantly mess with us, that constantly plague our lives over a period of time, it causes us or our relationships to be stagnant.
Right. The relationship doesn't grow. You don't grow. And you feel lonely. You feel miserable.
Yeah.
You feel just like without hope.
Yeah.
Hopeless.
Hopeless. Yeah.
And so it's amazing when you address those deep-rooted, those issues that are dormant. I said that the other day sometime. There's like, shingles.
Yeah.
Shingles coming, okay,
she
I'm a nurse.
Is a nurse in her profession.
In my profession. And so you see shingles typically in older people that had chicken pox when they were, younger. Yeah. So the chicken pox, it lays dormant, right? And then something triggers.
Yeah.
Oh, and it triggers it, and it is so painful. You have all those sores and stuff. It's just very, very painful. So I say issues that lay dormant are just like shingles, because when they sprout up, when they come up, you have to address it. It makes you just stay, because when you got the shingles, you got to go to the hospital.
Yeah, and like you just said, otherwise it would create painful relationships down the road, because you have unresolved issues that you're not really addressing or dealing with. So we really have to be able to do those things, and really have to be able to address them so that we can be in the best position that we can possibly be.
So I got to keep us on task.
Yeah, keep us on task.
Because we haven't even got to the first question.
We hadn't got to the first question. There's a couple of another... Latoya is on it. She said, until you address it, you can't bring the value needed to nurture the relationship. Awesome.
Excellent. That's true.
Awesome.
That's true.
Excellent comment.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to ask the first question.
Yeah. All right.
So we're dealing with dating.
Okay.
Let's
dealing
ask
with
this.
Relationships. So
dating.
So question 1.
Can you tell if this person is worth your time within 30 minutes? Okay, so for those that let's make that screen bigger. Can you tell if the person is worth your time within 30 minutes?
Do it one more time.
Put the question up.
Can you tell if this person is worth your time within 30 minutes? The first 30 minutes of you having a conversation with that person. Okay. Can you tell?
So we want y'all to write y'all comments down.
Yeah, please share. And also
your
put your comments in the comment section so that we can see and get some of your feedback.
So I say this everywhere I go. Time is something you can't ever get back. That's just something that it just go. Woo! I just lost a second right there. See that?
Just lost a second.
Just lost
a valuable second that we're spending together.
That's
right.
But I'm saying time
Yeah.
It's something you can't ever get back.
Can't get it back.
So why waste it?
Yeah.
So why waste it?
Why waste it?
And I read a post, somebody posted, one of my friends posted today. I'm going to butcher it, I'm sure. Something like, Oh Lord, I should have taken a screen print of it. But something like, if you, what was the person basically that that wastes a lot of time with someone, but then and the person is not for them, but then waste even more time trying to change that person.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. It's like
wow.
No, once you. So my take on it, I think yes. The answer, I think yes.
Yes.
You should know.
I want to see your comments.
Yeah.
What can you tell that this person is the right person? We're gonna put the question up one more time. Can you tell if this person is worth your time within the first 30 minutes or within 30 minutes of you meeting that person? All right. So, and yeah, she said yeah. I said yeah. And let's why?
Okay.
Why? How can you tell? What are some of the things?
So, me, it's easy to tell. First, it's the little voice inside of me.
Yeah.
You know, you can call it women's intuition. You can call it the Holy Spirit.
You can call it discernment.
Discernment. You could call it wisdom.
All that.
All that. All right. Red flags. All of that. So it depends. So let's just say for this, I took this question, gut, all that. So I took this question, say I was on dating number 2. Like, not the casual one. Right. The casual one dating is easy. If he like to dance, you like to dance, no string attached. We'll just go out dancing or whatever like that. But on the phase 2, if I'm looking for that one, okay, and I know what my list is, I know what I need,
what you're looking for,
what I'm looking for. Then, like, for instance, I wanted a Christian. And I wanted someone to guide the house. So I'm not gonna waste my time with the atheist.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. That was just an easy one.
That's an easy one.
You know, but I just know with you, one of mine. I had a list. But I was thinking, like, you have to respect your mother.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if they don't, oh well, that's check. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I think one of the things that really that I look for is, first of all, that person has to be somewhat attractive to me. I'm a man. I need to be attracted to you. And that's the first thing.
Well,
second thing is there has to be something intellectually stimulating about you.
Right.
Like, we have to have a conversation that we get, and sometimes you might not always get deep on the first date, but at least there should be some level of commonality that you have that makes you continue to have that conversation over a period of time that intrigues you to the point of where you want to get to know that person even more. And I think with that, it happens, I would say, authentically.
Okay.
Without you having to force it.
Right.
And I think that's where you begin to see, okay, if this person is somewhat compatible to who I am, then let's go ahead and see if there's another opportunity to maybe go further.
Okay. So you went a little deep. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me say one.
Go ahead.
One of mine was, I didn't want, when I met them, if it was a total turnoff if that's all they were doing was talking about themselves. And not trying to listen and learn about me. Yeah. And hear me.
Yeah.
So, because then I said, he just one-sided. He just care about himself. He think he prettier than me. So I'm not, I can't get with that.
Right. Right.
So it was, so it was, there were a lot of turnoffs.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So.
That was on. Is any more comments on that one?
No comments.
We can go to get 7:33. Okay.
All right. We're gonna move up on the time, and I think with that kind of lets us know, hey, and I think really, people should be looking, if they're dating or in relationships or seeking to find a significant other, they should be casual or haphazard with their time or with trying to build something serious. You shouldn't just there should be some purpose and intentionality with what you're trying to pursue, or what you're trying to even be pursued by, or who you're trying to be pursued by. So I think that's very important, and you could tell when you have a conversation with somebody if that person is actually worth your time. Yeah, I really believe that.
You can.
I really believe that. So that's the first question, right?
Yeah, that's the first question.
You got any more you want to share?
I was about to say something, but it slipped.
It slipped your mind?
Oh, my God. But you're talking good. It'll come back.
All right. So let's go ahead and let's do the second question. All right.
Okay. Yeah. Ready for the second question?
Second question.
Here we go. How long should you date?
All right.
How long should you date? Let's let it marinate for
Let it marinate. Let it marinate. We want your comments, so please feedback. Give us some feedback. We want comments and reactions, all right? Give us feedback. How long should you date?
Date.
All right.
Date. So you can date. Now we know everyone is not like us. We only dated for a month before we married.
Yeah.
15. We knew each other 2 months.
2 months.
But we dated.
Dated actually for 1 month.
For 1 month before we married over 15 years ago.
Yeah.
We know that doesn't happen every day.
That is an aberration.
Yeah.
That is not something that happens on a consistent basis.
Yes.
But,
Yes.
Yeah.
But how long do you think you should date that person? Should it be 6 months? Should it be a year? Should it be 2 years? Should it be we gotta put them up. Angela and
Okay,
Angela,
yeah.
I think that's what she said. Our production assistant was
she's trying to help us out with some stuff.
Okay. Thank you, honey.
Yeah.
It should be. It could be. Some people think 3 years, 4 years,
4 years,
5 years.
Yeah. I mean, so let us know what your comments are. Now, I think it's a case by case basis.
Really?
Yeah.
So there shouldn't be a time limit.
Shouldn't be a time limit.
Really?
I think, and then I think it also depends on the station that you're in your life.
Because if
you've gone through a whole bunch of, ups and downs in relationships, and you're at that point, you're like, nah, I'm not trying to be dealing with no foolishness. I'm all about, is this person really in a position of where we can kind of grow and have a relationship together? Then I think that's your station in your particular situation or where you are in your frame of mind will determine the length of time that you would take to even really explore, is this a viable relationship?
Well, I think it does vary. I agree with you on that. Mm-hmm. But I do think that there should be a time limit. Like, okay, you have someone that has just gone through a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
Probably don't want to jump
into a relationship. Yeah, they may need some time to heal. And
I know friends that dated in college.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't marry in college. Yeah. They waited till, they graduated. Mm-hmm. Or some want to marry after they are stable in their career.
Mm-hmm.
So I get that. But I think that there should be a time limit. But it depends. It depends on which stage of your life you're in.
Yeah.
Because people, when they're younger, think that they have longer times, right?
Yeah.
But then when you're older, 40s, 50s, 60s.
Why you had to put your arm around me like, I'm getting old or something?
No, because I just love to touch you.
All right. Yeah.
Touch all this
Okay. All right.
So
Go
if
ahead,
you're
keep
in
going.
your like 50s, like late 40s, 50s, 60s, you're more so looking for companionship.
Yeah.
You know, so those could vary. They could
vary
quickly, or because most of the times you're empty nesters, not looking to have children and things like that.
That may have already taken place.
Yeah. So I think like the comment had said, there has to be communication. And I think though this time thing, I'm so serious when I'm saying you do not waste your time.
Yeah.
So if you're wanting to date, then when you're starting the dating process with that person, that time needs to be discussed.
Yeah.
What?
Now I'm just laughing at the comment that that was made. Just said y'all better behave. Oh. We gonna behave. Hey.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Stop.
So,
okay, let's go.
I think are we done with that question? Or?
So yeah, I mean, well, we were trying to see if anyone, and we say case by case. I say case by case.
I agree with that.
You said there should be a time limit.
Yeah, but you don't think there should be a time limit.
I think it all depends on the people who are in that relationship or seeing if this is going to go to another level, because we're different people. And there's no such thing as a cookie cutter relationship.
True.
Right?
True.
So when you have two individuals that are coming together, they're coming together on their own terms on how they feel like the relationship should go. So they determine whether it should be 2 weeks, a month, 2 years, 5 years, however long it is. Now, I do think that there is a time limit on the back end of where it can go too long, to where now you've become casual, complacent, stagnant, and y'all are really not growing. Y'all just cohabitating, coexisting with each other. And at that particular point, it's better for you to really cut your losses. But then a lot of times people say, well, I've now invested so much time in this relationship. Yeah. So where am I going to go? I feel like I've wasted all my good years. So, that song by Jagged Edge, I hated it.
Wait. That one?
Meet me in the
altar.
With your white. Meet me at the altar in your white dress. We ain't getting no younger, so we might as well do this. I used to hate that song, y'all.
Yeah.
Now I hate Jagged Edge, but those words to me, it was like, well, this is the last resort. So this
and marriage should not be the last resort. Because remember what we said, I think last week or the week before, marriage should be purposeful.
There should be
purposeful.
Yeah.
So even when dating, you should know that if y'all together when you dating and y'all are going to be a force together, and like we're a force and we're together.
We just going back to our hip hop days, y'all.
So, but when that's that one. Like for instance, Angela and Common. Remember I said he's on that book tour. Mm-hmm. She's doing a lot of red carpet events and stuff with him now. Yeah. They were just at TD Jakes sitting on the front row, T.D. Jakes' service, and he, introduced his book and stuff like that. Yeah. So she is his biggest supporter. Yeah. And help. So you need someone to help you grow in the direction that God has for you, because it's always a greater purpose together. Yeah. And so I just think it should be purposeful. Yeah. Yeah. There should be a motto or a mantra that defines your marriage or your relationship, or why are we together? What is it? And not saying that the relationship has to be contractual or conditional, but the relationship has to be moving in the direction that you both see yourself actually growing and developing. And then also as a relationship, there should be something that is causing you two to stay together and then also pursue something together. And I think that's
that should always be a part of a relationship. If it's just, okay, I like you, you like me, we cool, you know, we had some level of attraction with each other, but there's nothing behind it that actually keeps that relationship going. Then you're doomed or destined for disaster.
Right.
You know, so
now you will have your own individuality,
of course,
because that has to continue developing.
Yeah, you got to grow as a person and
you
an
have to
individual
grow as a person and
in the
individually.
relationship. Yeah,
but together,
there should be a purpose why you're together, and if it's to have a family or to have a legacy or to have kids and whatever, then that's your purpose. Whatever that purpose is, then you're saying, okay, that's our purpose: to have a family, to have children, to create a legacy, to create something that comes behind us, you know, and that we could say, this is our offspring, this is our big word progeny, this is what comes through us. So
and it's doing a great work,
and it's doing work, and it's going to actually develop and change the lives of the individuals that come through our loins.
Right. Very well said.
All right,
let's go to the next question.
Next question number 3.
Okay. When do you know when it's time to end the relationship?
I think we kind of discussed that. But go ahead.
When do you know when it's time to end the relationship?
Think on it. And there may be some people that might be contemplating that right now, even as we speak.
And what is that little voice in your head, in your heart, the Holy Spirit, wisdom, gut, and intuition, and just past experiences? If you're going through the same thing over and over and over and over again, what is it telling you? And if it's toxic, you gotta love yourself more than that relationship.
Yeah. Love yourself enough to know when to say when.
Yeah.
You know, and that becomes very, very important. I think sometimes we're in relationships that are really draining us.
Yeah, it can be draining.
It's just very detrimental to your health. It can bring on stress, sickness, all of that. And people don't realize it, but the relationships that we have can either propel us or help us rise, or totally bring us down
further.
And so, how do you get to that point in your own personal decision-making process that this is not the person I want to be with, and I am trying to grow and progress in my life, and I've come to the point to see that this person is not going to be the person best for me to move forward in that relationship. So,
and guess what? No one can tell you.
No one can tell you. Yes, that's such a good point. No one
can tell you. You have to come to that realization
on your own. Yeah.
Because until you realize that, then you're able to then walk on it and do something about it.
Yeah.
Mama them, girlfriends.
No one can tell you that, because I've heard this statement before that sometimes you can't even let everybody into your relationship, because what happens is when they get mad or you get mad, and then you go outside of your relationship to tell everybody around you about what's happening in your relationship, when it's time for you to want to make up, those people that you done told, they still mad at what's happening in your relationship. So now while you are loving it, they still with their arms folded looking at the relationship, and they're mad because you brought that outside of your relationship. Now, we're not talking about if something is harming you or is detrimental to you, but we're just talking about the little tiffs and things that happen in a relationship that are common to all relationships. No relationship is perfect, and no relationship, I would think, will not have some disagreements. Every relationship is going to have some level of disagreement, and there has to be a way that you work through those relationships or those those disagreements in an amicable and healthy way.
We say stuff alike. Oh
yes.
My God. I say healthy at the same time.
I think, that's why we've been kicking it for about 15 years now.
We finish each other's sentences.
But so you have to know that for yourself.
Yep, only you. You have to come to the realization and then walk in it.
Yeah.
And then walk in it.
Yeah.
And then I especially within marriages, we really do believe that God restores.
Yes.
There's no perfect marriage.
Yes, God heals, He restores.
He heals, He restores. So
revives.
We try to say, try to work it out.
Yeah.
If it's therapy, professional help, or going to like pastoral counseling or something. Now we're saying that if you're in a situation where it's violent and things like that, you need to first figure out how to get out of it. Not saying quickly divorce, but just get out, separate yourself so you can be safe, so your children can be safe.
And so that you can even be rational, because a lot of times you're even in situations where, because of that person, and that person is in your environment and that's in your space, they cause you to be, and I won't say they cause you, but it puts you in a space of irrationality. And so in order for you to even sit back and get an opportunity to breathe and think about where you are,
realize what you need to do.
Sometimes you got to remove yourself from that environment. And really have an opportunity to reflect and look at the situation. Is this where I want to be? Is this something that I see myself, being in for even a long amount of time? Now, what happens when you've been in it so long that you don't even know it, and you're still operating out of dysfunction?
Yeah, there are a lot of people in this world that operate. They think dysfunction is normal.
Yeah,
and it's so unfortunate.
Yeah.
Like, how does a person get out of that? I know God, wise counsel, but I always believe that God gives you something. Like, this gives you something to know that something's not right. And He always, really?
Okay.
And He always provides, like, a ram in the bush, like some angel, someone that it could be. Okay, let's just say, I'm just making up a hypothetical situation. Say you're going through like domestic abuse or something like that. You could be watching TV and you see something on a hotline on domestic abuse, or someone just talking about it. Somewhere, and say that there's this church group, or there's this group out there in the community. It's like he'll give you there was this story that when my husband was preaching, Lord, I don't even know the name of the sermon. Don't know the name of the sermon, and I hope I'm not butchering the story. But it was so good, and I always remember that. It was a man that wanted to be saved. He was out in the river or the ocean, and he wanted God to save him. So, because he was about to drown, he wanted God to save him. And so he thought that God was going to send it the way he wanted to be saved. But then he saw, help me, a boat. He saw, I remember, I be listening to church. A boat. He saw a boat come by, and the guy was asking, a rowboat. The guy was asking, hey, you want, you need help? You need help? No, I'm waiting on God.
For God to save me.
I'm waiting on God to save me, okay? So then the next time he saw, help me out. Come on. A helicopter. He saw a helicopter. And they're like, you need help? No, I'm waiting on God. Now, by this time, he in the water water like right here.
He's struggling. Right.
He's struggling. He can barely, but he see the helicopter, okay? But he's still almost underwater. No. Third time. Hurry up.
Somebody even gave a life preserver. It was a life preserver. Just one of those little life preservers.
Oh, okay.
That you put.
That's right. I remember. Third time, it was a life preserver, a life jacket.
Yeah.
Life jacket. Who says life preserver?
I said life preserver.
It was a life jacket.
Anyway, go ahead.
He said no. I don't know how he wanted to. So the guy drowned. He died.
And went to heaven.
Went to heaven. He like, God,
you didn't
you
save
said
me.
you was going to save me. Why didn't he save me? Why didn't you save me?
And he was like, I sent a boat, a helicopter, and a preserver.
And a life jacket. I said like, and a life jacket. But you decided
that you wanted me.
That you wanted it in a specific way. So you cannot be God's given. You cannot. You cannot. If you're asking, all you have to do is just open up your heart, and if you know that you need help in something, you have to be open to it and see how God moves.
And there are lifelines that have been given to you throughout your life,
right? That
gives you an opportunity to see where you are, assess, even give you time enough to be rational to see that point where you saying, "Oh man, wow." Even give it, whether it's a point or a moment where you're able to even look at yourself,
right?
And when you look at yourself, and where you're able to even just be like, man, I need to take a second look. I need to make some changes. Yeah. So this is serious, and this is something that we have to do in order to really progress in our relationships and to assess if this is the right relationship that I'm even supposed to be in.
That's right. Do we have a comment, baby?
We got a comment. It says, "Hey, my friend, love to seeing this. What I've learned from being married first is that it takes committed effort." Mm-hmm. Right.
That's right. It has it. Oh Jesus, y'all! It's 7:55. We got 5 minutes. We
going through the last question.
Here's the last question. This is the final one. This was the first one, kind of like where we started with.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So the last question. How do you know they are the one? How do you know they are the one? How do you know they are the one?
That's me moving.
Yeah.
How do you know they are the one?
All right. So we got 5 minutes, and we're going to end our session tonight, or our OURBOND Live tonight. It feels like a session.
I know.
But
this is some of the This is some of the teaching that we give at the marriage sessions. Yeah. All you got to do. We
have opportunities to come.
Yes, it's next Friday. Yeah. All you got to do is text OURBOND OURBOND.
Yeah, there you go. That's what you got to do.
No, OURBOND. The marriage one, not the live.
What?
The OURBOND.
Oh.
You just have to text OURBOND to 31996 and to be connected to our intimate marriage sessions. Couple sessions. If you're married or engaged. Okay, right, answer the last question.
So we didn't answer the last question. How do you know that they are the one? I just really feel like there is a peace about it.
That's good. Good.
A calmness. Mm-hmm. I even heard this, and I think this was something that I like. It was a TV show. It might not have any level of spirituality to it, which it doesn't. But it was where there was an advice where a lady gave another lady, and she was like, "How do you know that this is the person you want to be with, or you need to be with?" And she said, "When you drive up to their house and you see their car, you start smiling." There's just a feeling that it gives you a level of calmness and peace and happiness, and you just love to be around that person. And they don't. And, not saying that you don't have arguments or anything, but they bring a level of joy to your life that you want to be around.
That you need.
Oh, my goodness. But if it's, and not saying that you won't have some periods or moments in that relationship where there's disenchantment, but there will still be a moment of you still realizing that the purpose that you have with each other, is far greater than even the inconvenience that I'm feeling at this particular moment.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
And I think that's what happens too in relationships. So, but I think there's just a feeling. Go ahead, man.
It's just simple. There's no rocket science to it. No one can tell you. you just have to know that you know that you know. It's just that feeling. Like our motto is we don't need human validation
for God's
confirmation.
Yep.
That has been
our motto.
Yeah. I know for me, I knew he was the one because I couldn't see my life without him.
She about to make me cry.
I just couldn't, baby.
Why?
I couldn't. I was just, and I tried to fight it. I was like, why I keep thinking about him all the time? I just, and it wasn't lustful or anything. I mean, I was like, Lord, I'm not trying to look at the physical. I was just, his heart, his spirit, I was just connected. And I was like, well, Lord, if this is you.
Yeah.
I'm all in.
Yeah. And we are all in.
So,
all right.
Our production assistant is telling us, letting us all of that.
Yeah, it's time for us to go.
This was good. And it was just one question.
Yeah.
So do the marriage rite just for those that are married.
Right. So for
or engaged.
Yeah, for married or engaged, please come to our couple sessions. Next Friday, September 13th, 6:30 to
8:30. And it's only 2 hours. We're in and out because, you might want to go out then on another date or do something afterwards. We respect your time because we be having stuff to do afterwards.
So please, if you want to be a part of our intimate marriage sessions, Not Easily Broken Marriages, it's not only just for marriages, but it's for engaged couples and we'll open it up. To text our bond to 31996 to be added to our group for additional information so that we could pass that information on to you. All right?
Well, this is good. This is Shira and
He-Man
signing out. Next week will be something else. So join us every Tuesday.
7 p.m.
Facebook Live.
Share. Follow us all the platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. And listen, we're thankful for you allowing us to be able to speak on this hour. So until next time, we love you guys and see you on next Tuesday.
Peace.